Good morning, Flosstube. Welcome to Justsewsherrie. I'm Justsewsherrie here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. Well, hello. Are you all right? Are you? Welcome. Welcome to those who have been with me from the start. Welcome to any that have been scooped up along the way. And welcome if you're brand new and you've just landed here somehow because YouTube said they reckon you would feel comfortable with a mad old Geordie. And for anybody who doesn't live in the UK, Geordies are the people referred to where I live. So this morning is the 9th of November, so it's be Remembrance Sunday tomorrow. Yeah, I just can't believe after World War I and World War II, some people still think it's good to have a war. What? You know, lest we forget. I think some people have, haven't they? What a shame. So, thoughts and prayers to all of our military personnel in the world, because these guys put themselves on the line to keep us free and safe. Hugely grateful, and to those that have been injured along the way. Yeah, we owe you. We absolutely owe you. And of course those that have lost their lives protecting us. Thank you. So, I don't know how I got into that. That wasn't intentional. But yeah, obviously my heart felt like it needed to say it. So, there you go. Right, so I did say the date, it's the 9th of September. Where are we? What have I been doing? I had my international jingle ball on last Sunday. So these are ladies that I met at the Jingle Ball 2022, and we still meet up once a month. My friend Patty and my friend Rita from New York and Amsterdam, respectively. We have a Zoom and a Stitchy catch up on a Sunday morning, and it's just fills my heart again. It really does. So I had that during the week. Other than that, I've just had a bit of a skivey day yesterday at work. The big boss is away. So the medium boss, who's my boss, said, I don't think we need to very much. So, yeah. It's been a couple of weeks, to be fair. It's been pretty full on. So I think we deserved the little breather. I mean, there's only three of us. There's me, Claire, and the director. So, you know, it's quite a small team, but perfectly formed. Because I'm in there. Right, where am I going to go? Justsewsherrie. Justsewsherrie, I've got an old one for you. I was reminded of this because I went to visit me bestie through the week, who's not a stitcher. I know. Let's have a collective. Oh, for her. She has done stitching. She just didn't stick with it, and she's one of these that goes through crafts the same as we all do, but she just has like one go at everything, whereas like I'll do it for a few years and then move on to something else. So she has done cross stitch, but she doesn't. Anyway, what I was going to say. So that's right. I went around to see Julie, and we were talking about something, and this Justsewsherrie popped up, and I thought I need to hang on to that because I think you'll like this one. About 2.5 years ago, had a pain So I went to the hospital and I had appendicitis, so they took it out, and I was kept in for a week because I had infections and things like that going on. And during that time, I mean, how much trouble can you get into when you're ill in hospital? I had to get escorted back to the ward by security. I'd gone out. Looking for chocolate, right? And I'm sure you can all appreciate when a woman needs chocolate, a woman needs chocolate. So I went hunting for a vending machine. Now this is a hospital. I've worked in quite a lot of the hospitals around here, but this is one I haven't worked in at all. So I don't know it. So I was hunting all over. Well, I'm saying I was hunting. I was tootling all over the place looking for this. And then this great big burly security guy in his uniform and like looking, bearing in mind, right, this is probably 11 o'clock at night, maybe. And it wasn't during COVID, but I think it would have been 2022 maybe, or 2021. It was sort of between those, right, you're on partial lockdown, now you're not on lockdown, right, we're putting you on lockdown again. It was around that time, and it was during one of the relaxes of COVID, but the hospital was still doing like no visitors or anything like that, so unless it was obviously appropriate, if it was end of life care or something like that. So there wasn't many people out in the streets around my ward. So I turned around, this big burly guy, excuse me, love. Where are you from? Well, I live in Blythe. No. What are you doing? I'm looking for chocolate. I just gets this look off him. Like, what do you mean you're looking for chocolate? And he says, no, he says, well, where are you meant to be? He says, well, what do you mean where am I meant to be? I'm just out here looking for chocolate. No, why are you in the hospital? Well, because I had appendicitis. This conversation was he was obviously on one part of the conversation. I was obviously having a completely different one. And he says, no, are you a patient? Yes, I've got my jammies on. Of course I'm a patient. Why would I not be a patient? I haven't just wandered in off the street in my jammies to find a spare bed and have a kip. It's not a bad idea, I suppose, but he says, right, which ward are you meant to be on? And I said, I don't know, Ward 9. Right, let's get you back there. But I need chocolate. Right, I'll take you to the chocolate machine. You can get some chocolate and we'll just take you back. And he's literally saying it like, I don't believe you. So he quite literally escorted me. Now, it turns out he was telling us they'd been watching me on the camera, tootling around the hospital, getting lost and wandering up and down and round. And they just thought I was a weirdo. I mean, to be fair, you judge, you decide. So yeah, he walked me back to the ward, and actually to the point of handing me over to a nurse. He said, I found this lady a little bit lost and just sort of wandering. And she was like, oh, where have you been? I said, I went to get chocolate. What made you do that? I says, well, because what had happened was the previous night, and I can't remember now why or where, but I went out with one of the auxiliary nurses, I think. I just remember thinking I'd been out and I knew there was a chocolate machine somewhere, and I was determined I was going to go and find it. So anyway, that was my escape from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest yeah, I got escorted back to the ward off a security guard. I didn't go out for chocolate after that. I just didn't bother. Didn't bother at all. So, what have we got going on in cross stitch? If you have accidentally landed here, this is a channel about cross stitch. I have got 2 new starts, 0 finishes, 0 fully finishes, and 4, 5, 6 whips. Losing at cross stitch this week. We are losing at cross stitch. So when I had my jingle ball last Sunday, I started this. Oh, needle's stuck. There it is. It is a Mill Hill. A little sleigh ride. So I just made a start. It was, like I say, when I was on me jingle ball, I was jingle balling it. So it was just a small start. And that is it. And I'm planning on just hanging this down from my mantelpiece. I think it'll look really, really sweet. I've got another Mill Hill right where I'm pointing. Some of you might remember. So the theory is I was going to hang them, my Mill Hills, from my mantelpiece. We will see. We will see. I'm busy contemplating Christmas trees. Is everybody else thinking about Christmas trees yet? I know Katie from So Tattered, she's got half of her house done. But she loves Christmas, she's like obsessed with it. Mine, she does a fabulous job as well. If you want to be inspired for Christmas, this isn't going back in. If you want to be inspired for Christmas, go and see Katie, So Tattered, on either Instagram or Flosstube, and she is the Christmas queen without a shadow of a doubt. So yesterday, oh that's right, I had my skivey day. I was thinking, why did I do this? I knew there was a reason. I had a skivey day where we pretended to work but we didn't really do anything. And I decided to go back right back to last year's Advent, and I bought Historical Samplers Advent calendar last year, and this was one of the patterns in there. So this is Reindeer Snow Globe, and in the Advent, as it went, you got like, I think we got the threads anyway, and then yeah, I'm sure we got the threads sort of separately. And then, like, in amongst your 24 days of whatever you were getting, you got the pattern. And the rest of it, I'm making a mess of this. I got it in last year's Advent from Historical Sampler Company. Now, I've just quickly checked there, and I can't find this on either their website or their Etsy shop. Now I don't know whether that means it was an exclusive for a year, because I'm kind of surprised that it's not there. Anyway, I have nearly finished it. It was nearly a start and a finish. Isn't that cute? And they gave you all the finishing stuff to go with it. So for this particular one, you're meant to just cut it out and fray around, or I'll fray around a little bit, and stick it on, you know, those little chalkboard, the little couple of inch high ones that you normally get in places like, well, yeah, places like the Range, or where's the other one? There's like it's like a bookshop that's got like a cheapy, crafty kids section. It's the sort of thing you get in there with the little, and it sits on a little easel. So this is meant to stick onto the white shenanigans, and it just sits on the easel. So it's going to be quite easy to finish off. However, I don't think I'll do it like that. I think I'd like to do it as some sort of a hanger. I'll just do it as a flat finish, but somewhere where it can hang. But I was literally like, come on, let's go for a finish. But I've got all this sort of green to do here. I mean, it's not a huge amount, but when your eyes are nearly shut, and it is. And then I've got a load more white bits to come in here, little snowflakes. So that I thoroughly enjoyed yesterday. So that is courtesy of my working very hard day on my stitching. So moving on to whips. Where am I? What have I done? November Quaker. This is From the Heart, Needle Art by Wendy. And I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done with this. I've done all of them this year. And this is a grind. This has been a big grind. This is as far as I am. So what have I done? A lot. I put all the greenery in around here. I need to remember to go back because there's a couple of lines of yellow that I just ran out of. So I did all the green around here. I've done all of this motif and this green one here. And this has been done on, I didn't say what any of them have been done on. That was 16 count, and it's some sort of, it's Vigart. I'm going to say it's Vina. It's Vina. Don't know what I was going to say. This has been done on 22 count hard anger 1/1. So, yeah, hard work. This has been really hard work. I've got a couple of rows here that I need to do as well. Yeah, ready to be done. And I'll do, in December, I'll do a bit of a recap of my 24 and 24, my successes and my fails. Learning lessons. I didn't make a mistake, I'm learning lessons. That's the thing though, I'm probably not. So, I jumped straight, feet first. I have 2 of them, and I jumped very, very hard, straight into Christmas. So this is Christmas Parade by Cottage Garden Samplings. Yeah, I was right. And I started this last year. And this is just the cutest. It's the animals, the way they've got their noses in the air, like, look at us, we're with Santa. Look, look, look. We're proper besties with Santa. I just think it's lush. It's just such a happy stitch. And this is where I am. So, I had done Santa basically, and I'd done this heart, and I had started to put just a little bit of the brown in for the squirrel. So basically I've done all of the rest of the squirrel, which was pretty much most of it, and as you can see I am nearly finished the fox. And I've been trying to do these bits of white as I go along, and I've made a bit of a counting error because here is wrong. So it means that these at the bottom are off because I counted them from here. I didn't want to start over here to get it wrong. And I've got it wrong anyway, so I should just start at the beginning. So basically I'm working my way back. So these little mounds of snow are going to be wrong. But I'm not going to, and it was Linda Haddon from Sampler Guild who said this, I am not going to give somebody, look what I've done, look at me cross stitch, and now look at the pattern. I'd like you to see if there's any differences. We're not going to do that. We're not going to give people the patterns. They don't know what it's meant to be like. You guys might. But the great unwashed, the people who don't do stitching, aren't going to know. Are they not? So, yeah. And then I've just started to come along here as well and plot in some more of the white. Now, I don't think I'm going to do any of the letters. I don't understand why this. To me, it's not a sampler, so I don't really understand why they've put the letters in. So what I'll do is I'll go around and put little doofers like him, just randomly all over. I'll fill the space sort of around here. I had started the bee, but I will frog that. And I'll just put some other bits and pieces in just to fill it up a little bit. So I just can't see what I just can't see what it brings to the party. It doesn't bring anything to the party for me. It's one of these kind of taker things. I'm going to like take up the room in your house for no particular reason. Although to be fair, that's just like having kids, isn't it? Like, yeah, they just come and take up room. That's why I only had one. I haven't got a big enough room. To be fair, sorry about that. I just cut myself off. Don't know how I did that. I was resting my hand like on the laptopy keyboard bit, and accidentally touched the button, and that was it. I was away. I was gone. Never mind. Right. I picked this up. I did a very, very small, very, very, very small piece of this. I've got the pattern. I have got the pattern. I don't know what I've done with the pattern. I cannot find it. I just saw it the other day because I was having a bit of a tidy, although you wouldn't think it. I've done the usual shoving everything to places that you can't see in the camera. But actually I have done a bit of tidying so I can see my carpet again, so that's a bonus. I can't find it, and I've only got the photocopy, which is in black and white. But it was my sober stitch to celebrate my sober birthday. In Nature by Blueberry Ridge. I'm sorry, it's black and white. Sorry about that. And I'd like to show you all the colours it will be, but I haven't done very much. But I did a very, very small bit. There we are. So basically I did a little bit more of his wing, and I started putting some more of these doofers in, and then I went over here and started doing another flower. So this has been done on, I think this is Picture This Plus because it is soft, very, very soft. I'm pretty sure it's a 20 count. Tie, is it? T-A-I? Can't remember how it's spelled. I know I've got tie, and it seems very similar. Anyway, it's a 20 count. It's a soft 20 count. It's not a crispy one. So that is that. And I did that. Why did I pull it out? I think I was having a, you know when your mood just dips a little bit. I was having one of those days. when my mood had just, I was feeling a little bit sad. I don't even know why, I just was. So I kind of had a little bit of a word with myself. I did have a word with myself. And, you know, sort of, where's Sherrie? Pull yourself together. Where's your gratitude? Where's your thankfulness for what you have got? And that was why I pulled it out, just to ground me again, just to make sure I didn't wallow too much. It's all very well having a little bit of a moan and a little bit of a sad time, but it's not good to stay there and wallow, is it not? Not when you haven't got a good reason for it, which I didn't. It was probably just hormones. So this, oh shoot, another new start. But this one isn't a new start. This is the wonderful Rosebush sampler from Jacob at Modern Folk Embroidery. Lovely, 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 lovely. And I did a little bit more on this. So what did I do? That's right, I came up here and started doing the border. So basically I came up here, I finished these birds off, and there is some in there, I promise. It's ecru, there you can see. And then I went along this border, started to get the border filled in. Isn't it fabulous? Isn't it gonna be beautiful? When this is done, I think it will quite literally take my breath away. It's weird. I mean, I know we always say the pictures don't do it justice, but my God, for this one, it just doesn't it not? It's that rose, that yellow rose. Just stunning. Absolutely stunning. So this has been done on 36 count parchment. One of my wonderful go-tos with all the cold 4 DMC 1/2. And that is probably my, yeah, I would say that's my sweet spot. 36 count 1/2. I'm enjoying that though, really enjoying it. I'll leave the other new start just till the end. We'll stick with the whips until now. So this one, I do need to show you on my phone, because oh, well, I've got to talk amongst yourselves, guys. What have you been up to? Have you been shopping? What have you bought from stitching places? Found it. I was in the wrong email box. So this is Historical Sampler Company, the Robin Christmas Patchwork stitch along, and it's a mystery stitch along. So obviously you can see we've got the 2 parts at the top, so that was part 1. We've now got part 2. We will wait and see what part 3 and 4 is. It was a little bit more obvious with the Halloween one, what was coming, but I can't figure them out. Apart from a bauble in the middle, I can't figure it out. So this is where I am. So it's actually not too bad. I am getting there. Slowly. Very slowly, but surely. So basically, I have done most of it since you last saw it. Finished off, well no, I haven't finished off the socks. I've done some more of the socks and I've still got this last little bit, but I wasn't going to do it until I reopen another pink and then I'll come back and do those stitches. Finished off this square. Didn't know, oh, this isn't finished because it's got some little things in the middle that need to go in. Obviously the robins need to be finished off. For anybody in the US or Canada or anywhere else, you talk about cardinals the way we talk about robins. So when you say, so Brenda Gervais, the robins are here, I think that denotes spring is happening, and it's the opposite way around with us. As soon as we start and say robins, it's like, oh, Christmas. Yeah, and the whole when loved ones are near, cardinals appear. Well, we would say that about robins as well. So isn't it funny how you get it's like the same but different. So, and this has been done on a 32 count linen, which so it came with a kit, all the threads, all the DMC threads, 1/2. And that's going to be lush when it's done. And they did, sorry, I should have said that, they did gift this to me. But I have stitched a ton of historical sampler Christmas. The trees. It's always been about the trees. And my last whip, which I hope will be a finish relatively soon, in the next week or two. Christmas rules. So I'm doing this with Rachel, Talking Dog, and we broke it down into chunks. Started in July to get to a finish for the 1st of September. So we're on to the final frontier now. Let's have a look at the bit that I'll show you the bit that I've done first, and then I will show you the full thing. I was going to say it in its entirety. I normally say that about my patchwork calendar, and you might have noticed you haven't seen it for a couple of weeks, and that is because I put it away deliberately because I don't want to finish it. I'm going to miss it when it's finished. Because you do get a sense of almost like loss when you haven't got your favourite stitching piece. So yeah, it's going to be really sad. So anyway, I thought I'm going to put it away heavily into Christmas now anyway, like Halloween and then Christmas. So I'll put it away, pick it back up in January if I can keep my hands off it that long, and finish it then. So this is as far as I am. Well, this is what I've done this last week. So I've finished off this wreath, needed to be finished, and I needed to do this green doofer bit. And I had done the line, I think, and I'd done the start of his hat. So basically I've done all the rest. So the tree, the go, and then the S and the sled. So it says go sledding. What would we say? Sledging. That's what we would say. So it is not far off done though. Look at that. Isn't that fab? I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Keep that on up. It's been done on 32 count with the called for DMC apart from the red. I changed the red to 817 because the red that they'd used had like a pinky hue to it and it just wasn't working for me. So I picked a more of a cherry red. I'm going to miss this as well, mind. This has been a lovely, lovely stitch. Yeah, fabric. I've loved the fabric. I've said it before. If I nail the fabric, the rest comes together. The threads and the pattern doesn't really matter if the fabric is right. That's it. Oh. So my last one, which isn't a whip, it's a new start. And then I've got something I want to talk to you about. Then I've got something I want to talk to you. You're not going to get it wrong, don't worry. It's not. Now, young ladies and gentlemen, we need to have words. It's not like that. Actually, it kind of is. I'm making it very intriguing now, aren't I? Gingerbread house. So, Jingle Ball 2024, which is why I forgot to say at the very beginning, I'm backtracking to Jingle Ball 2022 because I'm like, before I go to... go away. Before I go to Jingle 24, I should really make an effort to do some of me very first year Jingle 22 stuff that I got. And the other thing I did was I was on me other laptop for Zoom. It was for me Zoom call. I haven't got Zoom doofed into the one that yous are in at the moment. So I just picked up me old one. Anyway, I ended up having a look through me folders, and it's where I've got all me Christmas stuff, because I was looking in me Christmas, remember a couple of weeks ago I was looking in me Christmas patterns to see what I fancied doing this year. And I did actually think I haven't got much Christmas, you know, I can definitely justify stashing more. But when I went onto my laptop, there's actually quite a lot in there. I have printed some of them out and they're sitting in there. So I need to print the rest out so that I can see exactly what I've got. And I'll just put a little note on to say laptop cross-stitch folder or laptop Christmas cross-stitch folder or wherever it is. So I need to do that. So Tiny Modernist, and I am doing their class. So this is the pre-stitching. I don't think I'll get it finished in time, but I did think I would make an effort to get it done. So I am doing this on a fibre on a whim, 20 count, Ada, wheat. Yes, fibre on a whim, 20 count wheat. Doesn't look like I've done very much, does it? I'll come back up the top there. And I have. This was Bonfire Night. Bonfire Night is stitched into all of this. Bonfire Night with me cats almost wanting to be inside me skin. I hate fireworks. I was going to say, I'm sorry if I upset anyone, but I'm probably not, because Bonfire Night, it's about time that we just went to organised events. The fireworks around here were just often, they were all bangers. They were all just bang, 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 bang. It was horrendous, and the poor animals, terrified. So yeah, so this was where my cats were very, very close to me, stitching this. Doesn't look like I've done very much, but honestly, I was there for a few hours. Yeah. That is the start of the gingerbread house. We were meant to have the Stacey Nash one by now, but it hasn't come out. Unless for some reason I haven't got it, I might need to go. If any of you have got the Stacey Nash workshop on the Jingle Ball, will you let me know if you've had the pattern through? Because it was meant to be around the 1st and I still haven't had it. So yeah, so that is all my stitching for this last week. Boom. And I want to talk to you about something, so hold that thought. This is Mary Robards' sampler. Now it says at the bottom, Mary Robards sampler, wrote in the 9th year of her age, 1820. Yeah, just a sampler. I'm threatening you with this. Sherrie, what the hell are you talking about now? Believe it or not, this, not this specific one, although it might have been, threatened people. What am I talking about? Well, I was listening to, now I think it's the most recent So What podcast, which I'll link below. Where have I put me? So it's got, I can see it. That's the logo for it. So What? And it is podcast all about all things fibre, basically. Really, really interesting. Now I listened to this. I think it was the last, it says 24th of October. And the title of this one is Samplers by Free, Freed and Enslaved Schoolgirls, an interview with Sarah Brockenborough. So she's a Philadelphia student. She's not. She's a PhD student at Tulane University. I've got no idea where Philadelphia came in. Is it close? I'd like to know if it's close. I wouldn't have a clue. So she'd done her dissertation on, free, freed and enslaved schoolgirls. And she looked at Jamaica specifically and the slave sort of girls there and the plantation guys. She really made me think. This podcast really gave me food for thought, and I have ruminated, I love that word, I have ruminated on it all week. So what she said was, obviously we've got the cotton plantations that we know, and we've got the slave owners and the slaves, and they had children, the slaves. I say slaves, these are black people. They had children. So some of the ministers in the early 1800s, early 19th century, did what they did all over the world in the colonies. So in India and all over, they taught these young girls to sew and to stitch. Obviously with a look for them going into domestic service, or and they'd started doing this in Jamaica, and what happened was some of the plantation owners weren't happy about this because they saw it as a threat. They saw educating people as a threat. So they literally saw teaching a 9-year-old girl how to sew this. They saw her as a threat. And I think that's really interesting in terms of, I get that. I totally see that. I'm not saying I agree with it. Christ, no, anything but. But I understand how they could see educating people was a threat, because they believed that these people were lesser, which is absolutely not the case, and slavery in any form is abhorrent. And it just really gave me food for thought. What was the other thing I was going to mention? Oh, that was it. Why educate them at all? Why do that? Why not just send them in the fields with the parents picking cotton? And it was because, and again you sort of think, oh, bloody hell, it was because they needed the next generation to be able to go into the fields. Or these girls, they would need these young girls to grow and produce more offspring, hopefully boys, who would then go into the cotton fields and start picking. And I just found it fascinating that this threatens these plantation owners' way of life. And it's bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. It really gave me something to think about. So if you're interested in that, anyway, it's on the So What podcast. It was the one from the 24th of October, but there's hundreds on there. And you can choose any one. You know, listen to them in order, don't listen to them in order. Listen to them, don't listen to them. I'm not your mum. I'm not telling you what to do. But I would definitely recommend that particular episode. Really, yeah, just really give me food for thought. Really interesting in how the stitching world collided, that's the word I was thinking of, collided with slavery. You just wouldn't, would you? Right, I have now got some Stitchy kindness, and I've got a few little gifts that I bought myself. Okie dokie, so Stitchy kindness. Can anyone remember the not so nice Alison from last week? So my friend Alison had, did she? That's right, it was for our birthday. She picked a Norfolk sampler for our birthday for us to stitch together. And last week I discovered all the overworn, and there's loads. So I was like, She wasn't my favourite friend last week after I discovered that. More so because I've started stitching on 40 count, so that's going to be interesting. And I have done over 1 on 40 count. It's just, there's so much. So I got a lovely card of her. With a lovely message inside and a pattern. And when I opened it and I was like, oh, that's lovely. That's really lovely. Cross stitch makes everything look okay. And it does. It does. And that was it. That was all I thought. Like, that's really kind. That's lovely. And the other thing I thought of was, I need a new lettuce word stitch because I've just finished my apothecary. Is that the right way? So I was over the moon. And then I texted her to say thank you. She wasn't taking the mick, but she kind of was taking the mick, because what she said was, these letters big enough for you. So we'll leave that one there. The other thing from last week, can you remember I was talking about I was going to knit myself some fingerless gloves because I didn't want to spend the money on Etsy. I was going to knit them instead. And then after last week, my lovely friend Jess, I was going to call her Joss, I'm watching a magpie. He's trying to sit on a circular light, but he keeps slipping off it. Christ, it was pigeons last week. Magpies this week. It's all happening. It's all happening outside. My lovely friend cross-stitch Jess had watched last week's and said, if you don't want to knit them, I could recommend some turtle dove fingerless gloves. So I hopped right in. And these are cashmere fingerless gloves. They are gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And of course, in case any of you just live in hot countries and think, what the hell, why is she buying? What's that got to do with us? What's that got to do with stitching? Well, it's because my left hand always gets really cold. I've got Reynards as well, which doesn't help. So I wanted some fingerless gloves for stitching during the winter. And they're lovely. They are lovely. Jess, cross-stitch Jess is correct. Absolutely correct. They are lovely. And I would highly recommend them as well. Or, because they're actually almost double what I was moaning about paying on Etsy. Top tip for a Christmas present. And speaking of cross-stitch Jess, I got this, which I had ordered a couple of months ago, and for reasons that I won't go into, it took a little bit longer than normal. So I got the cat one and I got another cat one. So 2 different sizes, as you can see. And these are the only asymmetrical zips that I've ever seen on project bags. Super, super cool. And then there were 3. Well, this one's not mine. Jess has very kindly given this as a giveaway. Didn't mention it at the beginning, so if you're still hanging on, still listening, well done, and you get the chance for a project bag giveaway at the end, which is lush. Lush, lush, lush. Unfortunately for this giveaway, I have actually already got the same, so I'm not going to be totally jealous sending that out to people. Okay, what else did I get? I got something from that I'd previously ordered from Stitch in London. Swan Bay fabrics. Marie had run out of 36 count in certain colours by the time I got there. So I ordered a 36 count of dark sandition. Isn't that gorgeous? I opened it and I literally, you know when you go, oh, and I did, I went, oh. Beautiful. My first thought when I opened it was, oh. My second thought was, I need to get fat half of that. I need to have a stash of that. And I don't, because I've got a fat quarter in 40 count and now a fat quarter in 36 count. But I think I would still like to have a fat half. And it came beautifully presented as well. So if you order from Marie, which is Swan Bay Fabrics, I guarantee you will not be disappointed. And then there was my friend Rachel, aka the talking dog, and I needed to get organised with my stockings for next year. So I was ordering some stockings and I ordered a couple of extra things. So, no, just one extra thing. I got this Creepy Christmas Village. Now, Soph has done this. She's done these. I'm pretty sure she'll have put them on Instagram. So if you want to have a quick look on Instagram at them. Or, alternatively, one step better, you could watch her on Flosstube. That's a good point. The last time I checked, she had 35 people to go to get her 1,000 subscriptions on YouTube. Can I ask 35 of you, pretty please, to go over and subscribe to her? I'll put a doodah in the down below, and let's get her over that 1,000 mark. She's been hovering there for a little while, and I kept meaning to say something and I just kept forgetting because I'm rubbish. So let's go and make it happen for Christmas for So yeah, Lola Crow, this is fab, and like I say, Sophie's done them. With that. And what I'm going to do is, in case any of you are interested in doing the stockings, I thought I would show you. I've now got up until July and I've got December's. So I've just ordered August, September, October, November from Rach, and I'll get them through in due course. But I thought I'll show you them as I go. So this is January's, and there's 3 stockings there. You can see them at the bottom. There's those 3. There is February, Love is in the Air. This is the one I ordered off Rachel. Yeah, so this is March. I ordered April from her. I ordered May. I love this. This is June. I got this as well from Rich. Love this one. Well, the main one, that's that one. Love that. And I love this one as well. This is July. Not entirely sure what I'm going to do with this one in the middle. And I've got December, which I was very kindly gifted. It'll come to us. Lady from New York. It'll come to us. It'll come to us. It will. Jackie from New York. I got there. Yes. So I got May and December from Jackie, very kindly, because that was it. We had me dad all confused, didn't we? He was like, "Oh, you got a parcel from New York." So they are all the gifts I bought myself, and like I say, I've just ordered the rest of the year and all the threads. So yeah, I've got I've ordered all the gentle arts from Talking Dog Stitchery, and she is sourcing the classic colourwork. She's got the classic colourwork, she just hasn't uploaded them. And she's going to get the Wix Dye Works for me. So yeah, she will source things if you want her to. Just say, can I have this? And she'll do her best to go and get it, I'm sure. She very will. So, giveaway. I've got 2. So if you've made it right to here, well done. And you've probably got a better than normal chance of winning, because I haven't said at the beginning that there was a giveaway. Yeah. So, as I said, Jess very, very, very kindly has gifted us a project bag. And in my little project bag, I have kitted up, because all things turn to Christmas now, my one I showed you last week or the week before. Tra-la-la, tra-la-la, tra-la-la. Ready to go. And I did say I'd bought one of these for use. So that is the other giveaway. So we've got 2 giveaways, project bag and Joyo Noel. I think it means Happy Christmas, probably. I mean, I'm just guessing. But I suspect that's probably what it is. So, for this one, we'll use the word Noel, N-O-E-L. So, Noel for this one. And I'm happy to send this anywhere in the world. I'm happy to send both of them because this is pretty light. It's not going to cost a ridiculous amount. And the other one we will say just cat. We will have cat. So I'm sure there's some cat lovers among you. So Noel for this one, cat for the project bag. Well, today's hasn't been very manic or anything, has it? It's all been very, very peaceful, which is unusual for me. So yeah. Forward plans. What am I planning on doing? Well, I've sent away for, I mean, I'm going to have more threads than a needle shop by the time they all come in, because I've kitted up for all the blackbirds and also for the things that I want to start. So these are just done with DMC, but I didn't have any of them. Yeah, didn't have any of them in that I could find. So I've ordered those as well. So when they come in, I will be making a little start on that. And if you can remember, that's the one that I'm doing to fit a frame. That's a very good point. Oh yeah, I put some fabric in there and it suddenly occurred to me, I thought, have I actually chosen 40 count? But I have. I'm going to do it on this, which is vellum. Is it picture this close? Yeah, 40 count vellum. So that's what I'm going to do it on. But, so when they come in, I will be starting that. I'd love to start the Lola Crow ones. But I don't think I've got the capacity at the moment, really. Realistically, I don't think I have. I have put most of my samplers away. Not away. I've kept Sarah Fletcher out. And there's a new, not a new one, there was a one that I got a few months ago, which I'd been after for the longest time. It's by Cross Stitch Reproductions, is it? Can't remember. Anyway, I've got another sampler that at some point I would love to start. What else have I got? I have got me word stitch. And I'm looking forward to this because I'm just going to pick a colour I fancy. I'm literally just going to, I was going to say I'm not even going to have a look. I'm not even going to have a look to see what colour. I'm just going to pick some fabric and some, a thread, a cottage garden thread I think, because I've got plenty of them so I need to get them used. Other than that, I will be working on my whips. I'm waiting for the threads to land. Today's final thought is something, it's not, normally I use a quote of some description. It isn't a quote this week that I'm going to use. It's more of a couple of sentences, I suppose. Now, I can't remember, there's a guy who did all this motivational stuff in the 60s. And it was something I came across on Instagram. One of these, you know, inspirational kind of bits, but it was a chap talking So I'm not sure entirely who said it, because it didn't have a name on. So I can't, what's the word? Give the correct author the credit, because I don't know who it is. But all I know is it wasn't me. But again, this is something that really made me think, and it's sort of gone in and it's been milled about at the moment. I'm busy churning it over. So today's final thought: there are 2 people in your life that you need to need to make proud of yourself. It's not your parents, it's not your children, it's not your partners, it's not your siblings. It's your 8-year-old self and your 80-year-old self. When you look at those 2, would they be proud of what you've done in between those years? Bye for now.